What's up, guys? This is Mike here again doing another knife review. This time it's on the Cold Steel Voyager XL. I've had this one now for probably about a good maybe year and a half. And I liked it so much I actually bought the Tonto XL and then the Vaquero, the Voyager Vaquero XL too. XL also. Just because the size is fantastic. And the blade steel is great, handle is good, feels good to me anyways. A lot of people think, an XL folder is something fucking massive and it's so uncomfortable in the fucking pocket and, blah, blah, blah. Get over it. Get over it. I mean, if you need a large knife and you want a large knife, get a fucking large knife. It's going to be heavy. Deal with it. Suck it up. Get rid of some change in your pocket. Maybe that'll make it more lightweight or something. I'm not too concerned about weight when it's something that I want that I think I need to have, with me. Same thing with my Leatherman. I can always carry with me a Leatherman super tool. Heavy as shit, but this thing is a goddamn tank. And if the tank breaks, I can always send it back in and get a new tank. So that's what's great about the Leathermans. And Cold Steel is fantastic with their shit too. Back to this. The length on this thing. The blade length. I'm thinking from groove to fucking, or from the end bevel all the way to the tip, you're looking at just a hair over 5 inches, which is plenty enough, man. I use this, run an upholstery shop. I cut through foam, leather, vinyls, cloths, styrofoam and shit, cardboard, whatever, miscellaneous ropes and stuff like that, and accidentally even sometimes baling wire with this thing. And this thing has come through like a champ, man, every single time. The lock back on is fucking awesome. It's a good feel in the hand. I mean, it doesn't want to come loose. It's got a good gripping here with these weird little, iron cross looking deals on there. But the iron cross thing doesn't really, I don't really dig that. But it's the nubs. I mean, on the tips and all these are really good for grippage. I also, did some jimping on the back here with some, with one of my Dremel tools. Gives you a little bit more of an up close kind of a detail type thing too. So if I want to make some finer cuts and stuff like that, because oftentimes I do got a shape foam, and if I don't want to bust out my foam saw or whatever, and I want to do a clean cut, and it's foam that's under like 5 inches or under 6 inches, and I'll take this out, swipe it, and boom, I'm done, man. It's no problem all day long. I just got to keep this thing sharp. I did do a little bit of a convex edge on this thing, kind of rounded it down a little bit. The flat grind is great. I dig the flat grinds. Flat grinds are awesome. Don't really dig hollows too much, but flat grinds, awesome. And if you convex it, even better. So, with the clip point style, I always love that too, because you got the nice tip. But it's still pretty beefy to the tip, and that's good. The blade steel is great on this thing. It tends to hold up pretty well for what I use it for. I polished this thing out a little bit, got rid of that bead blasted finish, just kind of sanded it up, and then I gave it a good machine buff. And so that's just better, just so I can see scratches and shit like that, and glue or grease or whatever the shit that I get on this thing on a daily basis, which I still have on it. So I'm not gonna cut food with this right now. But I mean, it's great. It's a good little knife, or a good big knife, really. And I like to carry big knives. I don't like to carry the little piece of shit Kershaws or whatever. I'm not saying that they're good for what normal people use stuff for, but I'm not too normal as far as what I use my stuff for. If I'm going to use a knife, I'm using it for a fairly big task usually. I also carry a small little pocket knife with me for if I need to do small stuff. I'd rather pull that out in public than this thing. But if I'm at work and I gotta cut something, and I don't want to pull out my shears or whatever, and it's something that just requires a quick slice, then boom, I'm onto this thing, man. I've shaped a whole bucket seat cushion with this thing, and it comes out fantastic, man. Just a little final shaping with a little air tool, and I'm cool. So yeah, I mean the liners on this, it's got metal liners in there. I think they're steel. That's great on there. I mean that goes good with that handle to make it extra better, or more better. You've got hex head. But it's just in case you ever come loose, you can retighten if you need to, although I haven't had a problem with it. So, this knife has been on the market for a long time. A lot of people have done different reviews on this thing. But I'm not so sure people have done too many reviews after like a year and a half. You know, most of the time it's like, you know, they've used it for a couple weeks and they try and test it, or a couple months. But I still have this thing. I will still carry it. This and the Vaquero and the Tonto. I won't do reviews on those two, just because they're basically the same thing except for different blade styles. But this one I think is the best in the middle. You know, the Vaquero is great. It's a good slicer. It's got a really needle sharp tip. That's great for some things. Tonto's got a really kind of a blunt tip, but you know, it's a good piercer because it's a lot of meat behind it. But this, it's a clip point. It's classy. You know, it's old school. It's just big. So if you guys are in the market for grabbing a nice folder that's a, you know, decent size folder, or even if you want to get a nice large camping folder, something like that, for the price, man, can't beat it. Get it. Love it. You know, take care of it, of course. You know, not every knife is a fucking tank. Well, fortunately, this one is. So you can beat it like a tank. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. I'll talk to you later.